So guys, welcome back to the F1 2020 series. I have a bit of a thing to say. Basically, I thought I recorded the intro, but I didn't. So basically, what happened was, just it went to poo. I did all this talking and I did all these upgrades and talking about all this rubbish, and then it just turned out that actually I didn't record any of it. But yeah, anyways, we are here at Mexico in the rain, you know, learning not learning this track, but doing the qualifying sim here at Mexico. This track's interesting, especially when it's in the dry. It's quite a quick track. So trying to do it in the rain is going to be pretty impossible, but then at least the time, the pace is a bit different to the actual race day. But we're going to see what we can do here on the old intermediates. Yeah, like I said, we did do a whole intro into this episode, but obviously it didn't record. So one day we're going to get an episode where actually nothing goes wrong. Everything records. The car's fine. We have a clean race. But we're kind of, you know, dreaming there. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit as well whilst doing the race today. Also trying to not cock up the driving side of things. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's happening in real life, I guess, in real F1 rather than F1 in the game. And I just wanted to talk about this weekend. You had Lewis Hamilton. He basically won these 7th championship, which is equals Michael Schumacher's, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I was reading online about reading a few comments. You know, Rio Ferdinand put a thing up saying that Hamilton won, he was enjoyed watching Hamilton win the 7th, and that he's one of the best talents that British sport has come out with. And I saw, you know, a lot of angry people in the comments saying stuff like F1 isn't a sport, and that Hamilton's in the best car and that's why he's winning and all of this stuff. But the thing is, I'm a bit mixed opinions on it, you know. I agree and I disagree, you know. I do agree that, yeah, he is in the best car and maybe that is why he's winning. But then I do disagree at the same time because it still has to drive an amazing race, you know. So yeah, but I might do a whole video on that, so if you guys do want to see that, do let me know in the comments below and leave a like on the video so that I know I will do a whole video talking about my opinion on that. But yes guys, that's qualifying pace. You can see we did well in the qualifying pace. We did the standard that we are needed, and yeah, let's get into actual qualifying itself. So guys, getting into qualification here, our one-shot qualification at the Mexican Grand Prix. It's a clear sunny day here in El Mexico. This track is very much like Monza in the case of the speed. There is a lot of straights and a lot of speed. As you can see, that Renault there, absolutely ballsing it straight down this straight. The Renault here has got a lot of speed going into this corner, but which is kind of bad for us because we're going to have to make sure that we keep up what we're doing. But we've kind of pulled away from the Renault now, and we do have the silver arrows behind us, as you see, Valtteri Bottas behind us. But you know, we won't talk about his cock up this weekend. But yeah, like I said, the Hamilton one really frustrates me to see a lot of drivers like Hamilton, who's actually a really quality driver, get a lot of stick just because he's in a quick car. Schumacher did it in the Ferrari, and that's how he won so many times, is because of his quick car, and you don't hear anyone talking shit about that. So yeah, it just frustrates me in the opinion of, why can't people just be happy for someone? Why do they have to always say that they've got this handicap or this handicap? Do you know what I mean? It's like saying, oh, if you put Ronaldo in a really shit team like Barnsley, and would Ronaldo still win? No, probably not, because obviously he's just one guy. And yeah, I agree that maybe Hamilton would struggle in a slower car, but it doesn't mean that he's a bad driver just because of that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but as you can see, podium for Mexico. It was kind of expected, to be honest. You know, I didn't expect anything more, yeah, so we are at the start of the podium. Hamilton, Bottas, Charles Leclerc, Danny Rick, all following up. Let's see where our teammates stop. Mr. Aiken up in 19th above Giovinazzi, Roman Grosjean and Latifi, but George Russell still ahead of him just by a little bit. So it's going to be interesting at the race, and yeah, let's get into the Mexican Grand Prix and let's see how we do in this Grand Prix.
First of all,
actually, we won't because of an interview. So let's see what she has to say. It's always good to qualify at the front, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I never get tired of that feeling. It feels great. The chassis department, whole team a lot of work went into this. So yeah, that's good. Session, are you going to carry moment? That's the plan. Keep an eye on me tomorrow and you'll see something special. Whoa, talking big balls out here. Ballsy Wallsy, thank you for the interview. But yes guys, now let's get into the race day itself. Woo!
Here we go then, it's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from third on the grid. And what are the Honda powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk about Bird. What a season they've had. A well-deserved championship victory and the pressure now surely off with the title already in the bag.
It really is well-deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that's been consistent and well-managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Bird lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, and Norris, Vettel, Perez, Albon, and Esteban Ocon. Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Stroll, Daniel Kvyat, and Gasly, Raikkonen, Verstappen, Kevin Magnussen, and George Russell, Aitken, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, we've already
so guys, getting into this race here at Mexico City. 18 laps ahead of us, and we do have the 5 red lights, and away we go here at Mexico City. As you can see, Leclerc getting a very bad start there. Tyre lockup mad as Bottas is being overtaken there by Danny Rick, who has shot straight down the middle between Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas. That is an amazing start for Danny Rick, but I was not paying attention as we do go massively wide there, having to brake. We do get a warning for over track limits, but Danny Rick is second still. This will be an absolute stonker if Danny Rick can keep this position. You know, getting Renault that high up this season would be amazing for Danny Rick there with Valtteri Bottas. But I don't know where Hamilton is. There's no sight of Hamilton anywhere to be seen. So he must have fallen down the board quite a bit, because I do remember Hamilton was second, if I remember. So Don't know what happened. He must have got a penalty of some sort, but we are now having to follow the race all the way around there. Like I said, this is a quick track. Hardly any braking zones, as you can see me pulling away here and setting the fastest lap. Coming into this stadium stand here with all the fans screaming our name. Biblical Racing! So yeah, following it all the way through, braking hard here, making sure that we don't slam into any of the walls. I actually really like this track. It's a very nice, quick, cute little track. As I see Hamilton very far back there, but we are just absolutely pulling away from the pack here. No chance at all from anyone else behind us. As you can see, it's just empty. Empty, 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 and we do take that corner a lot better than we did take it the first time. So that is completely fine by me. But we're doing very well here, following it through. As you can see, Danny Rick is making pace up on us. Obviously, we are running a Renault engine, so that might be the reason why Danny Rick's doing so well. It's because the Renault engine might have got buffed and we didn't know about it. And but yeah, our engine is being very good to us right now as we come around, and now we can really put down the power and pull away from the pack. As this area is sort of no braking really, it's just sort of speed all the way through, making sure that we don't go too wide there, following it all the way around now, making sure that we don't cut any corners. And yeah, it's just very, very good driving by us here. And yeah, having to slow brake here, following it around, and then braking just a tad bit more. And yeah, I genuinely think that this is our race. So guys, I wanted to talk as well today a little bit about what you guys want to see going forward from this F1 game, because I'm kind of in two minds. Do I continue the biblical racing dream and, you know, get better drivers, upgrade the team to its full max capacity and see how I do every season, or would you like me to do a driver sort of drive to survival whatever series where where I just join one of the teams that are already out there, do the F2 and then go into F1. So I really want to know. I kind of want to look at that and maybe stop the biblical racing, but I don't know what you guys think, whether you guys enjoy the biblical racing or not, because I could try and do a different race each week, but then I don't want it to get, you know, too confusing out here. So yeah, so the power unit's going to be a bit prone to overheating, so I need to try and make sure I don't go too hard on the old power unit, as I just heard old Jeffy Doodah in my ear. But yeah, we can basically just not put down the power as much because we are very far ahead from anyone who is behind us. See all the fans here. I actually really do like this track, you know. This track is very nice. It's probably one of the nicer tracks in my opinion. But yeah, I need to know what you guys want going forward, because obviously I know it's down to me because I'm the one who has to record these episodes and all this stuff. But I'd like to know either way. I'm kind of thinking if I just go do like sort of my team, well not my team, but you know, do like a series where maybe I do the F2, follow it through to F1, and yeah, just see how we get on. It might be a good idea. It could be a fun little episode. Not having to worry about upgrading the engine and all this. I could just enjoy the sort of craziness of the, you know, the normal game mode with the normal cars and that, and try and join a team that obviously I really enjoy in real life and enjoy in the game. So yeah, we could do that, but you do let me know in the comments below of what you think I should do. Either way, I think that I'm probably going to edge towards it, but I will change the settings a bit, so obviously that's harder for me. So I still do the settings change, but obviously it would just be different game mode rather than this game mode that I'm doing right now. But yeah, we're doing amazingly in this race so far. Not really much to talk about. We're further ahead of the pack, and yeah, this is probably my favourite livery design. It's obviously the gunmetal grey with the red, and yeah, it just looks very slick, cool and nice. But yeah, as you can see behind us, Danny Rick is still second and Bottas is third, so that's kind of interesting that Lewis is very far down the leaderboard, further than maybe what he usually is, and maybe what he should be. So very interesting there as we do brake quite hard there. coming through now, braking even more, and following it all the way around. But yeah, like I said, I want to know what you guys want me to do and what you guys think I should do. Like I said, either way it don't really matter to me, you know, I just sort of play what I want to play, but you know, I still want you guys' input, so it'd be nice to know either way. But we are following it around now, swinging that backside, but Danny Ric is kind of making a very big gap for himself there in between, so that's good on the old Danny Ric as we follow this little curvy section around now. A little bit of light braking, and again, but not too much as we follow it around very nicely here. And yeah, I do feel like we could be a whole lot quicker here, but obviously we're just trying to make sure we don't exacerbate the issue, as they do say usually on this game. So yeah, as we do come around now, following it through, like I said. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Obviously, I hope you guys are staying safe during lockdown and all of this. I work as a carer, so obviously I'm out working anyway. But if you guys are working from home, what's it like? Do you find it easy to work from home or not? Yeah, just tell me what you guys are getting up to during the old lockdown business. As we are doing extremely well here. There's a Great British Flow saying, can you believe that? That is crazy. 29.6 seconds we leave old Aiken for, so that's kind of embarrassing for him. So following it around now, we're in lap number 6. I'm trying to not obviously overdo the car. Let's have a look at the old car. As you can see, there was some warning lights. Oh, it's just tyre wear. The engine is where we want to kind of be looking at. We've got a good temperatures going on there, so it's not too bad. But yeah, lap number 6. We're far ahead of the pack. I'm doing a lot more coasting because I don't really want to overdo the engine and then get put out of the race because the engine's done in. So yeah, let's brake quite a little bit there, following it around. But yeah, it'd be interesting to do the F2 career mode thing, because obviously it'd just be nice to try all the game modes. Obviously I could just fully focus into this career mode, but I don't. I want to switch up, so I'm probably going to do the other one. But I still want you guys' opinion just to make sure that you guys definitely are up for what sort of content I'm going to be putting out. But we are on lap number 7 now of 18. We're probably going to have a later pit than what we usually do. So I will definitely take that as we do a nice bit of braking now, following it through as we always do. And yeah, we're just going to see what we can do here. But I think we should be alright. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, very big yawn. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we are doing amazingly. Ricky is still in second, so that's very interesting to see that old Danny Ric.
You're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Okay, we've just been informed by Mr. Jeff Rowe there that tyre grip is going to become a bit more sus as we follow it through. But yeah, is there any other? That's another thing I was going to say. Not just F1. Is there any other games that you'd like to see me play? You know, maybe some more Call of Duty, a bit of Apex. What do you guys want? You know, any of the older content that you think, oh yeah, I really loved seeing Play Hero play that, or Jack, or as I'm called now, Jake. Really enjoyed seeing Jake play that. So yeah, do let me know, and then I can bring you the content that you guys desire. But then obviously if you're here for the F1, then I'll continue playing it. But this is our lap where we are going to box. But you can see the time difference between me and the boys behind it is just outrageous, the time difference. But yeah, it's a shame really, because we didn't really have a race. Well, we haven't really had a challenge at this race because our car's just so blimmin' good. But Danny Ric is still second. It'd be interesting to see if he boxes when I box, or you know, whatever else. I'll be surprised if he doesn't box when I box, to be honest. I honestly couldn't see why he wouldn't box when I box, because yeah, it's kind of the smart decision, I guess, in my eyes. But maybe not in Renault's eyes. Maybe Renault think, oh no, it's not a smart decision, you know, we could be doing a whole lot better or whatever. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see as we do follow through now. So Sorry, that's a really immature joke right there. As we do come around now to the stand, you can hear all the fans not cheering, because why would they add cheering for me? I'm so far ahead. They're just like, wow, look at this loser. So far ahead, he doesn't want to actually do any racing today, he just wants to be the leader all the time. So we come into the pits now here at Mexico, and we as you can see, Danny Ric, Bottas and everyone else is coming around that corner, so it's going to be interesting to see if anyone else pits during this time or not. But it does look like Danny Ric has come into pit, and Bottas has gone ahead. But we do have Charlie Leclerc overtaking us as well, and we could get out just before Norris, maybe, as we want to try and just not. There it is. We've sort of got back into the swing of it, and yeah, we're going to have to brake a little bit there, as we do see Charlie Leclerc ahead, and then Valtteri Bottas just ahead of him. So we might actually have some racing to do, but we're leaving Norris in the dirt there a bit, as we did pit. So, but we know our P1's secured, because these two guys ahead of me are going to want to pit at some point. You know, there's no way they're going to try and run on these softs all the time, but very interesting to see how the power of my car is going to match up to the power of the Ferrari here. I genuinely think, you know, let's be honest here, the Ferrari is not very quick compared to the power of my car, and yeah, we're going to have him here, because he's just going to want to keep blocking us hard here, and we've got to make sure we don't cause a major instance here, as we do have DRSs open, and we are now gaining on Charlie Leclerc here, braking quite a bit, corner cutting, because that was quite a bad warning corner cut. But we do have Mr. Bottas ahead of us. Like I said, he's going to be pitting this time anyway, so we're going to get our P1 back, unless he doesn't pit. He is continuing. Valtteri Bottas is going for the long run. Oh my god, so is Charlie Leclerc. This is very interesting to see the strategy by Peronis Mercedes here, with the old Valtteri Bottas still hanging out on the softs, but we do have more grip than him, and it's only a matter of time before we actually catch Mr. Bottas here, as we do come down to this straight here. Let's check the engine, what is happening in the engine room. It's fine at the moment, as we do brake very lightly there, and we brake again. And yeah, Mr. Bottas is just ahead of us. He's going to keep braking. We're going to try and take him here, because we've got the speed to slam it down. And yeah, we can get him on the old late brake game here, but he's not going to allow it. He's still going for the power here. Valtteri is still going for the power here, and we're going to continue to power through as well. Bit of great driving here by Mr. Balcom himself. Here we go. Charlie Leclerc is very far behind, and Valtteri Bottas is just ahead of us here. We've got to drive, we've got to be good boys from now on, because we will get that time penalty, and that will not be nice, because that will give Mr. Bottas the victory here, and he should be going into the pits now, which he does do. But we are expecting rain, as I've just heard on the old phone. Hearing that we're going to say that we are expecting rain, so this is going to be very interesting here. We should make the most of our tyres here whilst we have them, because Bottas has gone into the mediums, which is interesting considering we are expecting rain. I'm surprised he didn't go straight on to the old intermediates, but he didn't. He went straight onto the mediums. But everyone else in the pit field is mediums as well, as we do see Danny Ric back up into second. Like I said, if Danny Ric can hold this off, this is a hell of a race for him here to get the win. So I'm interested to see how Danny Ric does here, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, obviously I do want to win the Constructors one day with Biblical Racing, but it's going to be very difficult without a decent driver, and obviously money is very hard to earn in this game, so we're going to have to try, and if we ever want to do that, we could come back to it at some point. But like I said, I do want to try a new game mode out, a new series as well, and yeah, just to see how we can get on as such, because I do, like I said, I do like my team. It's a great addition to the game, but I do like the original game mode of joining a team, you know, getting fired and all this palaver. So yeah, as we do set a fastest lap there. Interesting, all greens, but it's the fastest lap. Lap number 12 here, ladies and gents. Are we going to be able to get the win? Of course we are. We're so far ahead. 22.704 seconds ahead of anyone behind me. That is insane. Like, they're going to have to, like, get some rockets up their bottoms if they're going to get anywhere near me. But it's going to be interesting if Bottas gets attacked by Sainz here. But the time difference does look major, and I don't think Sainz is going to be able to get in. But that would be interesting. Imagine that. A Ricciardo, a Bird, Ricciardo, Sainz podium. Imagine the scenes if that happened, but there's just no way. I really want to know what's happened to Hamilton here, because Hamilton has had an absolutely dire race. Honestly, I don't know what has happened to old LW here, but LH, sorry, but yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know why whenever I say like Lewis Hamilton and I say his initials, I always say LW. Like what? Like Lewis Hamilton, not Lewis Webber, for crying out loud. It's Lewis Hamilton. LH. Goodness gracious. But yeah, this race has been nothing too exciting really. We've just been dominating it as I expected here at Mexico, as obviously I felt quietly comfortable anyway at this track with my car. But a few laps left now, and then we're going to see how we sort of get on as such. I'm interested to see what races we have left after this one now, because we must be getting to near the end of the season now, because obviously we have done quite a few races now, and yeah, we must be getting quite close to the end of the season, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But yeah, coming around this lovely corner into the right-hander. We just needed Aiken to get points. That's what we need, and then we could be back in his constructors, but I can't actually see him getting any points at all, to be honest. It would be nice, but we're all, you know, we're all just dreaming. There you go. That is how far Aiken is behind me. 50.6 seconds. So if he's 50, then these guys are 20. Yeah, he's not going to get in the points at all. But yeah, overall this race has just been quite an interesting one, to be honest, you know.
Okay, some information on Bottas.
Valtteri is out of the session. That is crazy. I will stick up Valtteri Bottas's crash or whatever happened to him right now, but my goodness, Valtteri's out of the race. Did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. That Valtteri Bottas is out of the blimmin' race. Poor Bottas, man. That must suck. That must absolutely suck. But we could have, like I said, the Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, Albon. We could have a very strange podium here. Ricciardo, Sainz podium. Where is he? There he is. There is Mr. Valtteri. His engine must have failed, or he must have spun out, but there is Valtteri out on the side there. So this could be the first time that Mercedes actually don't get on the podium. And then this is when Lewis Hamilton shoots up the board, then just absolutely takes over everyone. A bit like the scene at Monsters Inc. where it's like, where you go, Randall? And then it's just like, never mind. That is basically what happened. But yeah, Bottas is out. I was literally just saying that it'd be interesting to see Ricciardo, Sainz and myself on the podium. And that is what we've got. Bottas is out, and yeah, that is how the penny has rolled, I guess. Poor Valtteri there, you know, he could do no more, I guess, and yeah, he was just in a bit of a sticky situation, as we do see a helicopter flying over above. And yeah, as we do come across line for the 15th lap here, we have 5 laps of fuel remaining, and yeah, like I said, I don't think anyone could take this away from us. We have got this in the bag, so it'd be very interesting to see if anything else happens, but I don't think it will, to be honest. I reckon it's sort of wrapped up, should we say, very nicely in a Christmas bow, and getting ready to be sent out by the DHL people. So I don't really know what's sort of happening here, but this race has been pretty bog standard for me, I guess. Pretty easy, so bit of a shame, to be honest. You know, I thought we'd have more of a race on our hands, but clearly no race at all on our hands. It was a lot easier than what I anticipated it to be. You know, I would have preferred more of a race, but I guess this car around this quick track is just too much. But this is a great thing for us at Mercedes with dropping points today, because we could catch them on the constructors. As long as Lewis don't get into the points, we are well and truly could be back, but we could be well and truly in the Constructors' Championship race here, as we do go to lap 16 now, 2 laps remaining, and yeah, as I said, 29.277 point out seconds behind us, which is kind of nuts, really, to be honest. So we're gonna have to just see how it all gets on and how it all does, and yeah, all this malarkey. So braking all the way through there, and then braking a bit more, coming around and around, and yeah, we're gonna have to hope that we can. I did see somebody ahead of us, so we could get blue flag. We could be overtaking the back markers here, which will be very funny, but not funny for... oh, 3 second time penalty. Wow. 3 second time penalty. How are we going to get away with this? Even though we're going to, they're 30 bloody seconds behind us. So it's not going to make a difference for us. But we do have a Williams ahead of us, I do believe. Well, that might be a Haas. I think that might be a Haas. That's probably going to be a Haas. 3 second time penalty, but it's really not going to make a difference to us because we are so far ahead. There's a Haas in ahead of us. These are the back markers, but we could have a bit of racing on our hands here. So let's see what we can do here. No, it is a Nicholas Latifi, of course it is. Right at the back of the grid, as he always is. Mr. Latifi. There's no difference ever for Latifi. He's always at the back of the grid, to be honest. As we do break there. Oh, Lewis Hamilton's out of the session as well. So we're going to stick up what happened to Lewis Hamilton now onto the screen. That's 2 people out of the session in one race. That is pretty nuts there. My goodness, Mercedes dropping like flies today. So that's interesting. 2 outs in one race for the Mercedes. That is not very good for them there, honestly. There's Hamilton out of the race. That is crazy. I did say jokingly that the constructors would be blown wide open if Hamilton don't get in the points, and guess what? He is not getting into the points today, so this could be. I'm interested to see what the constructors' points are going to be after this race. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens now. Both Williams are obviously way at the back of the pack. This is the final lap of the race. But Hamilton and Bottas out. Nightmare for Mercedes in this race. Both of them just absolutely plundering out of this race. When actually they could have done, they could have widened the constructors' gap, but they have chosen not to. Well, I don't think they've chosen not to. I just think the engine chose not to be honest. So very, very interesting here, and I'm interested to see what the constructors' points going to look like after this. Obviously, like I said, Mr. Aiken, it would be a lot more helpful if he got some points, but I don't know if he is or will. But we can all live in hope. Maybe those 2 outs might have shuffled him up the board. Who knows? But Aiken in 10th would be, you know, would be the dream. But I can't see it happening somehow. You know, I genuinely cannot see it happening somehow. But we do have a 3 second time penalty on ourselves. But like I said, it's not going to make much difference, to be honest, because yeah, it just isn't going to make any difference at all, as there is Mr. Aiken ahead of us battling with somebody, whoever it might be. But that is no worries for us. We do come around the corner here to the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen, and that is us across the line there to win the Mexican GP. You know, I kind of guessed that we'd win it, but not that easily, or should I say, not that comfortable, but driver of the day is Antonio Giovinazzi. So well done to Antonio there for getting driver of the day. As always, very happy Jeff he is. Look at him, he's like, yes boys, well done, let's have some of that, give me some of that handshake. But some lovely little confetti and confetti cannons going off here at Mexico. As you can see me very above everyone else, but what a weird podium that's going to be. Ricardo, Seitz and myself, so well, not weird for me because obviously I'm a lot of the time on the podium, but the other two, very strange, you know, very strange, but there he is, Mr. Lando Norris. But here we are, look at that, Seitz and Ricardo, very strange to see, but GG's to them for putting in a great race, but GG's to my team as well for always putting in a great race. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how the constructors' points are going to line up after those two Mercedes outs, you know. And it'll be interesting to see if Mr. Aiken actually got in points, which I don't think he did, but you never know. You know, we could be dreaming here, but it could happen. It could very much happen.
Let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is
but let's have a look.
for driver of the day?
Let's have a look at this. Mr. Aiken up in 15th, which is insane to be honest. Very almost there, but let's have a look here for the standings. Would it be in here? Yes. Constructors. So we got, you know, we got quite a lot of points there, but we're still nowhere near Mercedes. We'd have to have Mercedes crashing out for the next untold amount of races. But yes guys, this is the end of the episode here. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Like I said, please let me know what you guys want to see on this channel. But yes guys, I've been Player Junior. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you dudes and dudettes in my next episode. Peace guys. Woo!